So, Mr. Hassan, without further ado, we would like to welcome you aboard. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Clear.
Cool. Yeah, internet is not the best from where I'm working out today. I had to hide from my kids, but internet is not the best. Yeah, Nsubuga Hassan is my name. We will be looking at deploying deep learning models. I am a software developer with a lot of love for machine learning. I do mostly mobile, and sometimes I'm a backend guy on web, but usually work on mobile solutions. I don't know, I always like to be so practical. So I looked around for a good code lab that we could do together, from training a model to deploying it. And because of our region, Uganda, Africa, and other countries that are just joining the web, most of the users are on mobile. And when you look at a few things, especially in our country, Africa, and some countries that are still developing, people don't have a lot of resources to spend on gadgets. So you find that because of that, most of the users have got Android phones because they are cheap. And in that regard, we'll be looking at how to deploy a model on Android. Yep, I think I'll have to share my screen. Mr. Host, could you please allow me share screen?
Yes, you can.
Probably I could have used a different, yeah, sure, thanks. All right. Just reducing the number of windows I have so I can share easily.
You still can't share?
Nope, I can.
Yeah, okay.
I just had a number of windows open. Yep.
Oh,
it's hard to minimize.
Yeah,
not sure if people would want to go along with me, or I move fast then share a link, because I'd made a shortened URL here, so somebody could write it down, and following that would lead you to, can also do it in chat, I think.
Yeah, you can post it on the chat, then yeah, sure.
Just a minute. There we go. Yeah, the number of approaches people can use, the number of platforms people use to deploy models. And at our company, we use mostly TensorFlow. There are many others. PyTorch is another good platform that somebody could use. And there are still ways you could deploy such models. But we'll be going with TensorFlow since it's what we use, and it's just one use case. A number of other things will still apply to other platforms in slightly different formats. Yeah, so if somebody has opened the link, that would be a really awesome thing for us to probably follow along. We have almost 50 minutes, and 50 or so minutes. Maybe somebody could want to code along with me. Otherwise, that link has got a small code lab that is pretty self-contained in quotes. Yeah, you get it. You have all the other parts. Like I said, we'll be using TensorFlow. It's one of the platforms coming from a Google ecosystem. Oh, good. And Android also a Google ecosystem thing. Well, no worries, just one use case. But in our regions, like for us who have small companies, would want to target a number of users, and Android is one good platform. I find TensorFlow easier with a lot of, it's easier to learn. There are many resources that somebody could get started with. Yep, so that's why we're going to use TensorFlow. Now, most of the models are huge and they always want a lot of resources. And when you're going to do on mobile, you have limited resources. Screen is small. These days, devices have advanced. Those at the higher end have got probably more resources than some of the computers people used back in the days. Like my first computer had got 20 GB hard drive, it had 256 uh, RAM, and the processor was around 750 megahertz. Currently, phones have gone past that level, but still, yeah, those that are slightly low end may not have those much resources, including space. So getting a model that would run on a server to run on a constrained environment, like a mobile device, is not an easy task. So there is a library called TensorFlow Lite, which helps us to convert models from those protocol buffer files that could probably need more resources to run on a computer to something that is light, that can easily run on a mobile device. So here is what we'll be learning in this tutorial or code lab, like we call it. We'll be building a small app that will do classification on a mobile device, and it will be classifying some flowers, sunflower, daisy, and roses, and pretty others. So by the end of the tutorial, that is something we'll be having. I have it somewhere already done, but just go through a process so people could see how it is done, and maybe they give it a try. It takes a number of things to piece an app like that together. So, and we have little time, and the code lab is 31 minutes, like you see, but some other things might take somebody time depending on their internet connection. So this is what we'll be building. Yep, we'll have to download some things. We'll have to train a small model. We'll be doing that on a Colab. So somebody can just right click here when they have the code lab, and the Colab page will open. Colab is some online Jupyter notebook in quotes that somebody could use with some resources already allocated from some Google servers. Yep, that is the Colab page. Nevertheless, we'll be using Android Studio to do Android. Uh, some people use other platforms. Even those are cross-platform tools people could use. For me, I'll be using Android Studio. It's easier. It's what I usually use. So all stuff will be easier for me. If you don't have it, when you open the link I sent, it's on chat. You can download Android Studio there. The latest version could probably what will be what you get, and you'll be ready to go. I have Android Studio already, so I'll just move next. Now, there is a link for you to clone the Android app. Like we said, it will be a lot of effort for us to do that app just now. Luckily, some guys had already did a skeletal app from which we'll be deploying our model. It's available on GitHub, and this is the link. So I have a folder here. I'm using Linux. Sorry for anyone who might find that not easier, but it's nice. I don't have to pay for anything. Yep, I can call it Code Lab just to have another window. Being here, I'll just right click. I open up my terminal there, and I'll paste the link that sorry, I didn't pick the link. Yep. Anyway, let's just take it all instead of taking apart. Then we have to type the other. Cool. Yep, so I'm just cloning, picking a copy of that Android app already done, a skeleton one from which we'll be moving further. Surely, just to be frank, that is how we also do a number of things. We just use that as a starter code for whatever I want to do, or use it as a module in our app, and we can do any enhancements we want because it's open source. So instead of starting from scratch, we always find it easier to start from somewhere. Yeah, and this is what we said, internet is not the best. So not sure if you can see the terminal, do you? Hello?
Not really. We can't see the terminal. Maybe you divide your screen or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I have to try that.
Or he can share the entire machine, share the entire.
Yep, that's what I want to do. I think I might want to stop sharing, then I do it again. I think. Do you see me switching windows?
Yes.
Correct.
Cool. I think that will be better. Yeah, so I had to clone the project from GitHub, and I put it in a folder, a subfolder in IndabaX. It's called Collab. Yep, I have it ready. Yeah, so when you see here, there is that folder, so I have to cd into that, like shifting to that folder to be my working directory. It is usually easier to copy and paste, so I'll do that. Just ensure you do it right. Good. So I have Android Studio here. I'll just close this. Okay. Then I'll open an existing project. Oh, sorry. Good. So I'll come to Code Lab, and this is it. So I'll come to build.grado. I say okay. And it can take some time to do a Grado sync. But okay. Yep, I'll also upgrade there. I don't know whether we'd want to multitask. We could leave this building, downloading all the dependencies it needs, and we could probably run to our code lab here on Colab. So we'll be just training a small model. It will be super fast. And like we said, we'll be using TensorFlow Lite Model Maker, using TensorFlow 2.0. We are running on Colab, so all the resources are there for us. No need to do any configurations. If it was on a local machine, there would be a number of things you need to set up. We are lucky, all those are already set up. So I'll just say copy to Google Drive, so I could have a local copy of the same file. Okay, I'll open it in a new tab. Meanwhile, I'll be checking on this guy, and luckily it is done. Wow, that was so fast. So we just run back here. Yep, this is something that we'll be doing in these few minutes. Thank God, most of the parts are already there. What we will be doing is just to get a model, dump it somewhere, and we'll be ready to go. And I can't scroll. Okay, let's use that. So this we are done. That is all to open up the okay. We did that. Yes. So we have already gotten the app. We cloned it. I mean, it's some app already that was developed to some level, and what is remaining is to swap in the model. Others call it the algorithm, either way. So the app can run to some extent. So we've done a Grado sync. What we'll be doing is to probably test run it. If you can see my screen, I'll just click this. So I had to find a way of sharing my Android device screen so you can see how stuff happens. I have that here. Yes, it looks not good. Let's just see if we could try something. Anyway. Boom. Good. It is not that so wide like before. So this that I'm moving is my screen for my mobile device that I'll be using to run the app. There is a way you set that up. I don't know whether people would want to go through that. Otherwise, we'll still share a link on how you do the same. So here we'll be running the sample app. Yeah, we'll close this so we don't get scared and just wait a little for it to come. Yeah, I always want to multitask just to, yeah, it is installing. See that from here. Otherwise, we're going to switch. We do some task as we wait for it to install. Like we are, there it is. Yeah, so that is the app. Pretty showing some fake data. Yeah, so we are ready. So what we'll be doing is to now go train a model quickly, super fast, and import it into this app. You'll be seeing how that is done. There is a lot. There are two modules in this app. This is what we'll be working with. In case someone is stuck, they can always refer to the work that is already done in the model app. Yes, so the number of to-dos that are available in the app, things that help you to know where to do what. The code to do. So when you go to view, you can go to tool window and then run down somewhere to do, because they can always be so many. We'll just come here and filter so we can group them by module instead of packages. Yep, so we'll be working with the start, which is this module here. And we have 1 and other 5 to-dos. Yes, so I'll just open all those ones so we could see what we'll be doing. Okay, so we need a model and we'll be running back to okay. All right. Yeah, this is the copy. Like you see, it is copy initially. This is where we got a copy from. Is it allowing to click? Probably no. So this is a copy we got from the main Collab notebook, and it has got pretty a number of instructions. Not sure if we go through those one at a time, but we'll just be executing the cells that have got the code we want. We'll be talking of a few, but other details can be seen on the page. Just to remind us, we pasted the shortened URL in chat. You can find it there, but where need be, we can still get it back so people can find it easier and they follow along. Yeah, so we'll be using a TensorFlow Lite model maker to train a model super fast and deploy it on mobile. So we need to install TF Lite model maker. We'll be using pip. So this is the cell. Yeah, just a few seconds. Hoping it's not minutes. Okay, it's connecting. Yeah, it was run earlier, so it had saved some of the outputs, but we just writing over those. Yes, so we are done in 16 seconds. Yes, now we need to get the required packages, and here is the cell that will help us get those. Training models and stuff was handled earlier. That's why we're just executing cells. So we pick what we need and proceed to the interesting part. Cool. So we need to get the path to our data. It will be all running on a Colab. So just execute this cell, get the training data and store it somewhere on Colab. You could replace the path with your image path, depending. It's still fine. You could be having some files locally. Yeah, you can upload those as well. We also done there in 4 seconds. Yeah, if you wanted to upload, that is how you do it. I didn't want to upload, so just downloaded the example data set that is available in Colab. Yes, and here we're just going to run the example. And then after that, we'll be customizing the model slightly. And then we'll be doing a training somewhere down shortly. There are also available models that somebody could just download and straight away proceed to using. We didn't take that approach because we just wanted people to do a small recap on how they could train models super fast. Otherwise, the number of models that you could just pick and use, there are a number of them covering pretty almost many use cases, including something that people might think about. But if you want to customize yours, yeah, you're always welcome. Yeah, there is a concept called transfer learning. It is a trick we are using here as well. So that way we don't need to take a lot of time. You just get a model that is trained on some data set already, and you just retrain it to cover your purpose. So that way you don't need a lot of resources and running for days. And sometimes people run for weeks. Interesting. Yep, just waiting for that to finish. On the Android part, we are ready. We have some app. They are waiting for us to take the model there. So we won't be multitasking except to wait for this guy to finish. taking some time.